Turn around, Michael. Every now and then I fall apart. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Two Dumb Yinzer Show. Guys, this is episode 531. Whew. This is Tuesday morning. Derpy is not in the house. Derpy is on the board today. I haven't checked if he's on there yet, but I know he will be there. Derpy is fighting a bad case of diarrhea. He's got projectile vomiting. And I
I
even hear this that sometimes when people get so backed up when they have stomach issues, and I'm imagining this is what's going on with Derpy
uh-huh.
because I'm a doctor.
Oh yeah.
It what happens is sometimes when people get so backed up when they have a stomach issue and they can't shit, they literally throw up the feces right out of their mouth,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, I was reading that the other day.
This is a real thing.
Yeah.
And I begin to
Uh
wonder, have we just been throwing up shit our whole lives and nobody's told us this? Because why does this not sound like anything that I've ever been familiar with in my life? And if I was, I'm pretty sure I would have made a point to talk about it or. But Derpy, he has a bad stomach issue, he has terrible diarrhea, I guess, projectile vomiting. And as I said, I'm kind of suspicious, Mike. I think that's what's going on. Derpy is in fact throwing up his own shit because he's having such bad stomach issues that he can't possibly get it all to come out one end. So he literally is throwing up shit as we speak. But he
you know
is going to
what?
be on the board. He'll be on the board with us today.
I think that is exactly what is happening. I was gonna say I heard he also had scabies as well on top of all these other medical conditions that are going on.
And jock
So
itch.
and jock itch and fleas. He
Yeah.
didn't go out and get his flea shot. Hopefully everything comes up derpy
Hope he has
today.
fleas.
Hopefully things turn around for the poor kid.
Yeah.
I thought I was sick earlier in the year, really bad. I think Derpy's taking the cake here. I feel bad for him.
Yeah. He's shitting. He's throwing up. He has herpes, fleas, jock itch,
He just
ringworm,
can't. Yeah,
tetter, psoriasis.
ringworm. Man, he's having a rough one. But
Yeah.
you know what? He's a trooper. At least he's here commenting.
Yeah. As far as I know, I don't see him. I don't see him
I haven't
commenting
seen
yet.
him yet. I haven't seen him yet. He probably like heard us and he was like, "No, I'm out."
Yeah. Plus, I had a bunch of stuff. I had to get on him today about some things. About I won't get into it now, but so we had an eclipse yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Once in a lifetime. I mean, come on. Some people's lifetimes don't even stretch that long, guys. A lot of people aren't going to see one of these again. Let's face it.
No,
Um,
unless you start bouncing around the world.
right, right. My beef with it is this. Yes, I have a beef with the eclipse. Was it just me, or did they really, really press this warning shit too much for these glasses and the because I was out there much against my will. I was so much rather ready to go nap at the time. It was my mid afternoon siesta time. But I go out there and listen, Mike, these glasses, you're naturally you don't look at the sun. You don't want to. Your eyes are naturally made to turn away, close
Mm,
whenever the sun. If you were that stupid to stare into the sun to where it damages your eyes to where you're blind, maybe you deserve it
yeah, if you yeah
because
yeah
again,
if you're
you're naturally you were made your eyes are made to want to be away, want to repel from that bright of light. And if you're going to stare into that sun to the point where it damages your eyes, maybe good for you.
Yeah, like I can understand, reminding children, hey guys, don't look at it. But if you're an adult and you look at directly at the sun during a solar eclipse, that's on you. That
I
is a you thing. You should know not to stare at this big bright thing that burns your retinas. That's on you.
and even kids, I made an observation that even when kids look up, for one, they didn't really care as much because you know what? If I mean, they're kids. But for two, they looked away because you can't stare at the sun. You just can't.
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
you're on acid and you're just staring at it,
Yeah.
there's literally no way that
Yeah.
this should have been a problem. I think they went a little bit overboard with the warning on this. I mean, I tried to stare at the sun to see what kind of you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Literally, I just you can't do it. You're not made to look into that sun. You're
No,
not
you
made
can't. No.
you know.
No. I
Um,
just found it funny. Like when my kid was out there yesterday, he had his glasses on and he was like this, holding the glasses on like this. I'm
yeah,
seeing the moon. Like, sure you
yeah.
are, bud. Sure you are. But yeah,
So
like for adults and stuff, yeah, you should know better.
it was an absolute snooze fest. I gotta say, it was
I
not.
enjoyed it. I laid out in the lounge chair and just kept my glasses on. So kids were playing around and I took advantage. I just lounged. It was great.
I was
Worked off
thinking
my
about.
tan. I got some sun.
I was thinking about selling these glasses to Derpy. Maybe
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe Derpy went out after
it
we were
stared into the
talking about
sun and
he
turned to salt.
stared into the sun. Maybe he's blind in one eye now.
I believe it.
That's what I'm going with. I'm going with Derpy is now blind in one eye.
But I see that he hasn't commented. He's supposed to be on the board. I don't know what his problem is.
I don't see him on here. I'm hoping he is okay.
Maybe he again. Maybe it's the diarrhea. I don't know what his problem
I'm
is.
going with the he can't see. He can't see the type.
So we'll
He
take
can't
bets.
see.
We'll take bets. But you're going to say that he can't see
I'm
because
saying he can't see.
of the
He looked up.
eclipse.
He looked up into the sun. He stared at it directly for a good 20 seconds.
I'm going to say it was. I'm going to say it's the projectile diarrhea and vomiting that has him down and out. But we'll find out. We'll find
We'll
out.
find out.
And yeah. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning. We're gonna find out
Ah,
Derpy has some incurable disease now.
I know. Like Bucks and Pucks yesterday.
Yeah.
Every time these two teams play, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Pittsburgh Penguins, it seems to have good things happen a lot of the time so far.
Yeah.
Since the season started for the Pirates, and where this can happen, where both of these two teams could play on the same day, they have both been victorious. Let's start on the diamond.
Yes.
The Pittsburgh Pirates, they play the Detroit Tigers. Guys, these are the teams that are coming into town now that, let's test and see what kind of team we have here because the Washington Nationals and the Florida Marlins wasn't exactly the top of the cream of the crop here. So we finally get the Detroit Tigers, we get the Baltimore Orioles. And by winning yesterday, Mike, 7-4 over the Tigers, that guarantees us now we have not able to lose four straight series to start the season. We finish up with the 2 games today at 12:35 here in about an hour is the first pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Pirates win yesterday 7-4 over the Tigers. They are now 9-2 for the first time since 1992.
Yeah.
When Jim Leyland and Barry Bonds and that great team was here. The Tigers dropped to 6-4. The Pirates are 2 games ahead in the division of the Brewers, 2.5 over the Reds. Let me put it to you this way. Big Stacks Brian Reynolds. Mike, he hit his 100th home run yesterday. I was unaware that Brian Big Stacks Reynolds was close to hitting his 100th home run. Maybe I might give him some slack now, Mike.
You're still the highest paid player on the team. You're still gonna get the brunt of the criticism. But no, I was not aware of that either. I did not realize he had that many home runs in his career. And when I saw it, I was like, no way, surprised, but also happy for him.
Absolutely. Hey, good morning, P on the board. Always great to see you, my friend. I used to hang with a woman who, looking back on it, wanted her special force husband to murder me and hide my body.
What the hell is going on over there, Pete?
Man, did this all go down in Japan? Was this?
Thank God for that man's maturity, right? Yeah. Oh my Lord.
Wow. I don't know where to go off of that. I really
neither do I. That is
the Pirates being the victorious to crime
to peace, surviving a murder for hire.
Yeah,
he was almost a Dateline special.
Well, I'm glad that you survived those times. Pete.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to see anything bad happen to you. In this game yesterday, guys. I think I don't know.
I'm shook.
I am too. All the way from Japan, P is causing waves.
Oh, it was down in North Carolina. Well, okay, that explains it. Down in North Carolina.
All right.
That
So
makes more sense.
I understand.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Pirates, Mike Brian Reynolds, it's 100th home run. He on the day has 2 hits. Okay, on top of this, his home run was 412 feet. That's right, another 412 in the mix. 412 feet. He has 2 hits on the day. His 100th jack. Jack Sawinski has 2 hits on the day. Kutch has 2 hits on the day. Connor Joe, 2 hits and 2 ribbies on the day. Jared Triolo, 2 hits, 2 ribbies on the day. And finally, Mike Bart, our new catcher from San Francisco, he has 2 ribbies on the day.
Yeah, I saw it. He's playing well. He's up to like what, batting over 300, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have a catcher controversy.
we do.
You
We
know?
do.
What are you gonna do?
You still run out Henry Davis. Let him figure out what's going on in the majors.
And this makes
He's your best overall
such a big
player.
deal as far as depth, because now that you have Bart behind the plate, on the days that you have another option, because now Henry
Yeah.
Davis could also play outfield and he could also play first base, which deepens those positions.
Yeah,
Because not only you have Tellez and Connor Joe first, now you have an option for Henry Davis, and then that outfield is getting so full. We have ample stars in the outfield, ample talent in the outfield, that if you put him back out there, at any point, that just makes the outfit a bit stronger. And I was looking, the depth on this team is actually really, really good.
yeah,
Even third base, where Brian Hayes, you have Jared Triolo, who could also play third base. Second base, Triolo plays. You could also have Connor Joe. Mike, if you look at every position on this team, there's depth. It's nice. And guess what? On top of a pitching rotation that's pitched good through these first 11 games, we still hope to see Paul Skeens this year.
yeah. Schemes, Priester. There's this Bucko team. I'm hesitant to jump on. To leave
Right.
the bandwagon. I'm on the
Right.
bandwagon. I am a Bucko fan.
But I don't mind being a fan when they're good. I don't.
Yeah,
mind
they're
being...
good. Yeah, and there's a lot to be positive about, and there's a lot to like look forward to. Like, okay, hey, if someone gets hurt, we have a guy that can jump in and fill in for a little bit, to where it's not like an oh my god, what are we going to do? Sky's falling. I still think like you don't want to lose Brian Hayes, you don't want to lose O'Neill Cruz. I think you can. Reynolds can go down for a little bit. You may be able to recover, but not too much. But
As I
it's
said,
they're looking a lot better than it was
Mike.
beginning of the year in spring training. I thought, my God, if we lose someone, we're screwed. Now it's like
The depth
guys are
that they
playing
have,
well.
Mike. I think that we would, you don't want to lose an O'Neill Cruz for the season. I mean, that's
No,
devastating.
I'm
No
just
matter
talking.
which way
If
you slice it.
how baseball is, a guy can go down for
But
like a month.
we've created depth on this team to where
Yeah.
we could afford to lose a guy every now and then. Again,
Yeah.
not for a long period of time, but yeah, that's anybody.
Or like when you see someone out of the lineup just for the day, you're not going, oh God, this is the forfeit roster. It's like, oh, okay, we have a legit shot.
I do want to say Peguero, who's down in the minors right now. Peguero had a really good season up with the Pirates last year. In his last 2 games, Mike Peguero is 7 for 8, 2 runs, 2 doubles, and 5 RBIs. So even our guys in the minors,
yeah,
looking good, and that's always a good sign. So
yeah, it is a good sign too. Like if these guys are playing well, and we need a new arm, we need a new bat, player for player swap, something like that. These guys add value in the trade market as well to improve the team for the now too. So that's encouraging as well.
On top of Paul Skeens' last 2 starts, 6 innings pitched, give up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 11 strikeouts. So not bad for a rookie.
Not bad for a rookie. Not bad. It's not nice arm to have in there for when things get real and we need that, that pitcher to come up. Hopefully
maybe the playoff
sooner. The playoff run after he'll come up pitch a game or 2 and be shut down for the year.
Pete says the man made us breakfast and got me a ride home. He knew she was nuts. You know what? You're lucky you're not dead.
She had murder on her mind.
Wow. You're lucky you're not dead, Pete. He made you breakfast and drove you home. Come on. You're on borrowed time.
Like Pete, you need to write a book.
I would read Pete's book.
I would read Pete's book. I think it would be an exciting read.
Provided Mike can learn how to read, he would read he'd read the book as well.
I'm sure there would be pictures in there.
Brian, good morning as well. Thoughts on number 2 overall pick, Bart? I love Bart. Bart's done nothing but good since he's been here.
Yeah.
He's only been here a few games, but as I said just yesterday, he had 2 RBIs. The other day, he had a home run on his first at bat.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a Henry Davis guy through and through. But when he struggles, you have that guy now.
Yeah.
Send delay once he gets healthy, send him back down. He seems to be best in AAA. Of course, Rodriguez is out for the season. Grandel, you know what? I don't even know what to think about him. But if you have Bart and you have Henry Davis, I mean, Grandel really falls by the wayside.
Yeah.
But I love this Bart pickup because here's a couple of things. He was the number 2 pick overall. He was supposed to be why do I never
Buster
remember
Posey. Buster Posey.
I never remember that name. I don't. It's such an easy
I don't either. Now that I have to,
Posey.
because you can. That's all I can think of. It's Buster freaking.
So Buster, I mean, he was supposed to be the guy that takes over for Buster Posey. So let's just say this guy, and a few years older in life, maybe a little time to reflect. I didn't exactly accomplish what I was supposed to accomplish. Maybe he comes here under new scenery and has that career that he was supposed to have in San Francisco, which would be fantastic. And again, I don't think this is a bad thing for the Henry Davis situation because now Henry Davis, you create so much depth on this team, which was already starting to gain depth. You have 3 people that could play first base now. You had Henry Davis to a list of outfielders who are all playing good at the moment. I can't really think of any outfielder on this team that is playing well.
Yeah.
Even Oliveras, who isn't playing every day, when he plays, he hits well. He plays well. Your main 3, Jack, Big Stacks, and Taylor, that's your outfield. Add Henry Davis,
Andrew
McCutchen.
Yeah. I just don't want to see Henry Davis lose time behind the plate because the rapport that he's already developed with the pitching staff, I don't want to see that go away.
I don't like when he sits on his foot. He does that thing behind the plate sometimes.
Yeah,
he sits on it like Tony Pena used to do.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that because when the ball gets away, it takes you extra longer to get up and get it. And I seen that happen the other day with him, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's Bart, man. He can be here. He's been around the block a little bit. Be that mentor, help, point those little things out to him. Hey, I've done this for a while up here. Maybe not do that. So that's could be another good side effect of having Bart here. But like you said, man, he's playing better than he has ever here in Pittsburgh. So hopefully that changes scenery in the wake up call of, hey, you may have been number 2 overall. That doesn't mean you're going to be a star right away. So it takes certain guys a while, to figure things out.
So there you go, guys.
Hopefully he figures it out here.
Absolutely. Pirates win 7-4. They improved to 9-2. They get a chance to improve to 10-2 today. Be the first team to hit the double digits because them and the Yankees are the only 2 teams that have 9-2 records, and we do play the very first game of the day. So, providing we finish it up and win the game, we could be the only team in the league with 10 wins by this afternoon.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought the Battle in Buckhead would be the best team in baseball?
Yeah. Now, you know what? They're on pace to be better than they were last year because you figure they win today. Let's say they win today and they go 10-2.
Yeah.
Double that up, they'll be 20-4. Last year they were 20-8.
Yeah.
So again, the Pirates win. They're 9-2. Brian Reynolds hits his 100th home run of his career, 412 feet it goes, along with 2 hits. Sawinski, Kutch, Connor Joe, Triolo, all 2 hits. Bart, 2 RBIs. Keller pitches his first impressive game. He got in trouble early.
Hell of a game.
He got in trouble early, but you know what? He got back at it. He got 9 strikeouts in this game.
Yep.
Pirates finish off
5 hits, only 2 earned runs. That's not bad.
Yep. And the Pirates finish up today versus the Tigers at 12:35. They'll be off tomorrow. Then they'll be off to Philadelphia for a 4-game series, which I like. I like a 4-game series against Philadelphia. This team stinks over there.
Yeah, let's get the 4-game sweep. Bust out the Bruins, baby.
That'd be great. Again, this is the first time the Pirates have been 9-2 to start all the way back since 1992, which is a Jim Leland coached
Yeah, we're not
Barry
going to talk about how
Bonds,
that season ended, but
Barry Bonds, the
Jay
whole
Bell,
team. Bobby Bonilla. I mean, that team was
A-
great.
Andy Van Slyke, Spanky.
I mean, outside of Pittsburgh, people probably don't remember them names, but
No,
like Bonds and Bonilla,
yeah.
even
But
Drebeck.
I forgot about that Drebeck. Chico Lynn, baby.
See, we remember Chico. We remember
You
Bell.
remember
We
Chico?
remember Jeff
Yeah.
King. But I think people out of Pittsburgh probably don't remember them
No,
guys.
there's Bonds and Bonilla.
So there you have it. Jim Leland did come out the other day, throw out the
Yep.
first pitch. It was cool to see. I always liked Coach Leland, and he's
Like,
still a Pittsburgh guy, so good
yeah.
for him.
Yeah. Leland was old back then.
Yeah,
Like, how is he still alive now?
especially the way he was smoking them cigarettes in the dugout.
My God, he was hitting those darts every 30 fucking seconds.
I wouldn't have guessed 30 years from that point that
No. Like when they said he was pitching or throwing out that opening pitch, it's like I thought he died 5 years ago. Like I'm not even joking. I swear he died.
uh, he says baseball is so easy to be bad at. To be good, you have to be a patient athlete. Ain't that the truth? And when
Mm-hmm.
you're a kid, you're the last thing you are is patient. And I
Yeah.
remember I was just
Try
I
playing
think
baseball video games. Talk about patience.
yeah. Sometimes you like think back, you reminisce a little bit, and you think, wow, if I knew what I knew now,
Oh yeah.
I would like to play, Mighty Mites or Little League. I still don't want to play. I don't want to go back and
No.
play baseball. I still wouldn't be good at Little League if I went back
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. See, I never played little league baseball. My brothers played baseball. I was like, I just never had it in me to want to go play baseball.
And we had these,
I avoided that.
I don't know, and I always found it weird, like especially until you got to the point where you're older and you're playing against other schools. You're playing against kids that you go to school. I mean, there's kids I didn't like. There's kids that didn't like
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You might have
You're
said
opposite
something.
them. Yeah.
You might have said, yeah, you might have said something that pissed them off 3 years ago, like in second grade, and all
Uh-huh.
they want to do is whack you in the head with the ball. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I just didn't
Yeah. And
trust.
they
I don't
can
trust. I have no trust in people.
yeah, you see, they can pitch it and assault you, and it's like, oh, it's an accident. You
All
can't run up
right,
there with the bat and beat them with it. Which,
right.
if I'm commissioner for baseball for a day, new rule: you plunk someone intentionally or unintentionally, they get to throw the bat at you.
Well, that's weird.
No. If he hit a home run off me and admired it, so I'm going to throw at his head. Well, guess what? He can throw the bat at your head. Fair is fair.
Well, I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I have nothing against throwing bats at people's heads, but come on, this is the pros.
No. There could be fighting in hockey. There could be bat throwing in baseball. Fair is fair. Swung for the fences every
Yeah,
time.
I did too, P.
Well, that's the way to play.
I just never hit the
Little League.
ball.
Oh yeah. See
For
the
one,
ball, hit the ball.
I was all the way in the back of the batter's box. You know what I mean? Everything that I did came back to me getting hit in the face with the ball. You know what I mean? I stood way in the back of the batter's box. I stood back in the batter's box. The whole entire thing was about me not getting hit. It was terrible.
Not taking
again,
balls to the face.
Not taking balls to the face. But again, as I said, if I would go back right now, I don't think that I would have improved or be in any better
Yeah.
position because I still don't want these kids whacking me in the face with the ball.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't trust
Yeah.
people.
Uh-huh.
Come on.
Now,
fuckers.
would you have been a better football player?
Yeah, because you're padded. Well, here's the thing about baseball. I played catcher and I was fine. If I'm protected, I'm fine.
Oh yeah.
It's all up here.
Mm-hmm.
You put me in a batter's box with my face exposed.
No, you can't hurt the moneymaker.
Well, that shit it hurts. I mean, you got if you get hit in the nose before, by anything, I'll bet it hurts.
Yeah, that's that.
Mike, let's skate over to the ice. Pittsburgh Penguins back in it last night. They were quite on a roll. They were 6-0-2 coming into the game last night. Mike, this team plays the Toronto Maple Leafs. They lose in overtime. They gain a point. They now sit at 36-30-12. The Maple Leafs come in, and the Maple Leafs aren't a bad team, 45-23-9. O'Connor scores a goal. Rakell scores a goal, which is his 200th of his career. On the assist board, Malkin gets an assist. Joseph and Crosby all get assists. Mike, 4 games remaining. Home against Detroit, home against Boston, home against Nashville, and then away at the Islanders. Does this team still have a chance?
They have a chance. God. They were lucky to get that loser point. That helps. So, right now we're tied with the Red Wings, but they do, how all all along people were saying, "Don't worry, the Penguins have a game in hand, game in
Yeah,
hand." Now the guys we were chasing and that are right behind us have a game in hand on us.
right.
You know, the Red Wings, they have played one less game, so have the Capitals. And we're tied with Detroit and 1 point above the Caps. And I think those two would play tonight, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong. I know those two have a matchup coming up. Yeah, they play two. Yeah, they play tonight. So, like, who do we want to win? Do we want Detroit to win, or do we want Caps to win? Because we got to more or less win out the rest of the way. It's going to be tough because some of the teams that every team that we play is in the playoffs, in the playoff hunts. It's going to be a tough one. But I think this team can pull it out. They should have won last night. Crosby had a skate issue to where he couldn't start the overtime. But why do you start Lars Eller? Why not start Malkin?
Yeah.
If you have your second best player out there, if you can have your first best.
Malkin going into last night's game was 6 goals in his last 7 games.
Yeah, and he was a man on a mission last night too. He was flying around. So
Michael,
I didn't understand that, but I it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight.
this Michael Bunting, in 16 games played, he had 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Yeah, the guys are playing a lot better right now, Mike.
They are.
For a team that couldn't figure it out,
Yeah.
string 2 wins together, they're finding ways to win these hockey games. Again, as you said, they get the loser point from an overtime loss to Toronto, 36-30-12. Mike, 4 games left. I mean, this is what it comes down to. This is where we were last year.
Yeah.
We were down to those last couple of games and we needed a little help. I mean, now we got to do what we got to do. You just got to go out there and win hockey games.
Yeah.
And it's the playoffs. And I remember the same conversation last year. The playoffs have already started for the Penguins, and it's no different this year. The Penguins have already, in fact, started for the playoffs. You keep winning, you keep going on.
Yeah. And they're playing a whole hell of a lot better down the stretch than they did last year. That might be an understatement, but the road ahead is much harder. They don't have the bottom feeders to play right now. They're playing everyone who is just God.
Right.
They're all in the playoffs or in the hunt too. So you're going to get everyone's A game from here on out. And it's going to be tough. Like you said, every game's a playoff game, but I was out on this team a while ago. Now I'm back in. I think they pull it out. I think they're going to.
And they won all them games in a row. How could you not? It's like, they're beating all the good teams. P on the board says Crosby has being a 45 years old and is an issue. Yeah, I mean, but you know what? If he wasn't as productive as he is this year, I mean, he's having an all-star season. No two ways about it. Maybe one of his better seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's so my complaints aren't necessarily with Crosby. My complaints are generally against Malkin. But again, he scored 6 goals in the last 7 games.
Yeah.
I guess at this point, if you have to pick who you have issues with, but right now they're playing good. Talk to me in about a week after they miss the playoffs, and then I'll tell you all about who's terrible.
But like the thing is, it's the same things that are plaguing them: overtime and the power play.
Yeah,
something that this team should be good at with the amount of players that they have. You have like so many Hall of Famers on this team. You can't figure out the power play. I don't understand it.
Next game is Thursday at 7:00 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They have the Detroit Red Wings coming to town. Again, 3 home games left: Detroit, Boston, and Nashville. And then they go up to Long Island to play the Islanders. That game's on the road. Mike, I mean, you could certainly have harder games on your schedule. I kind of like what they have going, and let's see if they could do this.
Yeah, I think they're going to pull it out. I'm calling it 4-game win streak, baby.
All right.
So that means they're probably going to go and get their ass whipped next game.
As we all seen last night, we had the NCAA National Championship, and it was between the UConn Huskies, the number 1 seed, and the Purdue Boilermakers, who was the number 1 seed. And as everybody knows, I was a big favorite of the UConn Huskies, and I didn't think there was a chance that Purdue, that Purdue was going to win. I've been UConn since the beginning. But the Huskies finish up their season 37-3. Purdue finishes up 34-5. UConn wins the game 75-60. They won back-to-back, Mike. UConn Huskies back-to-back.
They what now tied with Duke, or no, they have more national championships than Duke. If I read what I read correctly.
I don't recall, but
I'm gonna look that up real quick here. I thought I
Eddie
saw.
over for Purdue, he led the way in scoring,
Uh,
37 points. I thought that he played terrible from what I saw. He could have certainly played better, but you gotta admit that UConn team was really freaking talented.
oh yeah, and
Oh my God.
their whole goal that I read, it was like we're gonna let him score as many points as he wants. We're not letting anyone else.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold their total below like 25, 30 points.
So there you have it, guys. Your Yukon Huskies. The Yukon Huskies are the national champions to go along with the South Carolina Gamecocks in women's hoops, who finished their season undefeated the night before. Guys, March Madness is officially over in
Yep.
April. Basketball and the college level is done for now. We have the Pirates, we have the Penguins, a few other things going on here. And I also like John Calipari. John Calipari,
Oh yeah.
the former Kentucky coach from right here in Moon Township up the highway. He is right now. I think he's in the middle of signing a 5-year deal with
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yeah, he's going to Arkansas. Apparently, he had it in his contract where he can talk to other schools, and he
So
did. And he's going up to Arkansas, which, you know, God, they haven't made it out of the first round in or the first two rounds
yeah, I
in
mean
how long down there.
this isn't
So
even a basketball school. How's Coach John Calipari going to Arkansas? You
yeah,
know,
yeah. So it's going to be
he's such a
interesting to see.
prominent college basketball name, and to go to a
Yeah,
school
you
that
can go to school like Arkansas. Yeah,
yeah
that's wild. But apparently, like or Kentucky wanted, or yeah, Kansas, my God, wherever he came from, my
what
God,
the
I'm
fuck are
freaking.
you talking about?
Yeah, well, they wanted, hey, you got to start
It's
using the
Kentucky.
transfer portal. You can't just go get your two or three high schoolers, have them do the one and done and go, because a lot of these teams have guys that have been there for 3, 4 years now. They're going up against seasoned vets. You got to change the way you do the things. And he was like, nah, I'm going to take my talents elsewhere. So it's interesting to see how he's going to do up there. Is
Yeah,
he
I
going to
mean, come on, as you said,
how many are
Arkansas
five
isn't
stars?
necessarily that successful in hoops,
Yeah,
so
are
if
all
they
these
do
five?
anything,
Yeah, are these five stars going to want to go there?
so there you go, guys. John Calipari heading off to Arkansas.
Sorry, peace comment. You don't
Uh,
mess with the people from the Balkans.
the women's guys, I do want to touch on something here. Get this. This is a quote from Deanna Taurasi. Now, think about it for a second. How long has it been since Deanna Taurasi played?
Oh my! In,
Yeah,
in
Rebecca
college,
Lobo. I mean,
yeah,
it was before the WNBA. It was as the WNBA was forming, because I think that was the first class. It was the Rebecca Lobo, Taurasi, Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, that whole
yeah.
group.
She's still playing somehow. I don't
Is
know
she still
how.
playing?
She's still
Dude,
playing. She's still in the
please,
WNBA. Yeah.
please let me read what I have, Mike. Quote. She says this is directed at my girl Caitlin Clark. All right. She says, quote, you look superhuman playing against some 18-year-olds, but you're going to come to play with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time, end quote. Deanna Taurasi. Well, for one, Deanna Taurasi, you've been playing for a long time because you're a fucking 100. Two, she's not playing 18-year-olds. She's playing the best girls at the college level.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen that all the way up until that South Carolina game. She's been successful against the top girls at the college level. And for three, why is everyone ganging up on this chick just because she was successful? To be
Right.
honest, she did this one time 2 years ago, lost, had somebody else do it back to her. Okay. Yeah. What has she done so much since that everyone hates her? I think that this league is, I think the WNBA is scared of her. I think that's the only thing I can come up with, Mike.
Because she's being talked about more than they were. She's actually bringing in the ratings, and they didn't. And that's the issue.
You look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds. I mean, you're going to come to play with some girl. She scored more points in the college ranks than any player in this country has ever scored in college.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous jealous.
I don't get it. Yeah. It reminds me of like when people like the Cavaliers players where all the Bronze aren't going to be able to do anything when he was a high school kid, scores 25 in his opener. Kobe had a great rookie year. Go to hockey. Crosby had a great rookie year as an 18-year-old. McDavid, same thing. Like you can be 18. Those, were coming out of like high school. She's coming out of 4 years of college. Okay, she's going to be you can't teach her range. Okay, I don't care who you are. She's gonna light them up in the WNBA. There's gonna be a little transition. There always is when you go from one league to the next, but no,
The thing
she
about
can
her,
pass, she can shoot.
she could do all those things. And
Yeah,
and you know what, the team around her, granted, they were
was not
good,
good.
but
They
they weren't
weren't
the.
good.
Come on, look at the girls that they were playing against. I mean, these
Yeah,
girls have, they're athletes. A lot of, the
yeah,
South Carolinas, the LSU's. I mean, these are very
yeah.
athletic
You
chicks.
like
Those
UConn
girls that were
surround. Yeah,
surrounding Caitlin Clark weren't exactly the most
no,
athletic girls you see in college hoops.
no. God, like UConn, they're gonna have like their entire starting five wouldn't surprise me goes to the WNBA. South Carolina, how many of those girls are going to go to the WNBA? A lot. LSU, they're going to have people go. Caitlin Clark's going to be the only one from Iowa, probably. Maybe one other goes to actually to
See,
the next level.
I know Derpy hates Caitlin
Yeah.
Clark.
It's because it's that he Derby's into that Big Ten thing. You can't root for anyone from the Big
Yeah,
Ten. Yeah, but
I
I
like
can
her.
remember when Diana looked smashable, dangable. Yeah, you're old.
And I can't fathom. I mean,
I
unless
don't
that's
get
what
it.
it is, they're just jealous of this chick
It is,
because
yeah,
she's,
because
in my opinion, she's likable.
yeah,
I think
like she,
she comes
yeah,
off as a hardworking player. I think she
hmm
comes off as a likable player. I
yeah,
again, with the exception of going outside of her box and doing this the ring thing one time last year, which she lost. Okay, she got
yeah.
that
She
back, but
she
they,
lost, got it
you
back,
know,
and it ate.
and what did she do?
Took
She came back this year and took the team all the way back to the championship.
yeah.
Like I can't. I don't know. I again, I don't know what it looks like.
My first.
I don't know what it is with these girls, these Deanna Taurasi, and
It's
it's
all the
all of
old
them.
heads. It's
It's
all
all these
like
old heads. That,
yeah,
as
because the
Pete
one
said, I mean, come on, she's been in the league for 30 years now.
yeah,
She has no more eyebrows. Give it
yeah,
up.
yeah. Because like look, like her and Angel Reese, yeah, they talk shit on the court, but they support each other. Her and Paige Becker have been compared to each other, and they support each other. They say good things about them. It's the ones who are already in the league
Which
now that
she's
they're
better
talking the
than
shit.
Paige Becker. And you know
Yeah,
what? As far as the position she's played, she's better than Angel Reese. She's not a
yeah,
big man. Angel Reese is a big man. These are
yeah.
this
Yeah,
girl
but
is,
like it's like all the ones that are in college now, they're all supporting each other. It's like the older generation is just shitting on the
and
younger ones. Like,
nobody has
oh,
scored more points than
yeah,
her in college
yeah,
ever than Caitlin Clark did.
yeah. She looks like Jokic. She plays is shit. She plays as well as Jokic does. She's gonna dominate that league. But yeah,
Gabby
I just don't
Marshall,
get it.
Brian on the board says Gabby Marshall. She's hot, man. I like Gabby Marshall, number 24. Um, yeah, your first lesbian
I
girlfriend.
like that first lesbian girlfriend.
Yeah,
First, how many more lesbian girlfriends are there, Pete?
all right. Um, so tickets for
He
the
kept trying.
resale tickets for the
Uh
Iowa game,
huh.
$2,300 average
Woo.
was the price of tickets to go watch that basketball game between Iowa and South Carolina.
Insane.
Double the amount of the guys' tickets that
Yeah.
were being resold,
Yeah.
reselling on guys'
Yeah.
tickets.
So let's shit on the Golden Goose coming into our league.
Yeah, because that's all the WNBA needs is more
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. Like, my God.
I see this being really good. And you know what? There was a in the paper. Remember, we were talking about we can't afford. Not we can't afford. We can't.
Yeah.
We just don't have the size for an NBA team.
Yeah.
But it also asked in that article, would you be okay with a WNBA team? I would be okay with a WNBA team.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I'd go to WNBA games.
Yeah.
I really bought into this. And then guess what? If Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever come to Pittsburgh, you know what? Guess what? A lot of people's going to go to that game.
Yeah. I'd go and watch it.
And I think Pittsburgh can afford a WNBA team.
Yeah.
It isn't like the NBA. I mean, it's
Yeah.
everything's obviously
It's not gonna
you
be
know
cost prohibitive.
right, and I
You
think
would
that's
be
what
able
it
to
comes.
take you would be able to take the family out to that event.
And it's the entertainment dollars in Pittsburgh due to you equal out the population, the amount of
Yeah.
money people make on average. The NBA is not affordable in Pittsburgh, but the
No.
WNBA is. I don't think
Yeah.
that it would last long term because I think people would
No.
lose interest eventually,
Yeah.
like they do in everything else that isn't the Steelers, basically. But I would go. I would dig it. I would follow, and I would be supportive of the WNBA if they did come here to Pittsburgh. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Like you said the other day, off air, give them black and gold colors and
Yes,
yeah.
make it Pittsburgh
Hmm.
but they won't. They don't do enough for the WNBA, I don't think.
No,
It stinks, and they don't care. They just
yeah,
keep running with what they have.
because you have like all these old heads that don't want to embrace that next generation coming up that's going to take your sport to even higher levels than you did.
Yeah, right.
Like Kareem said, why would I be mad about someone breaking my record? I won, he won. It's good for everyone.
Yeah. The Pittsburgh Riverhounds, Mike, still yet to land in the win column. They finish up the game Saturday against the Tampa Bay Rowdies with a 0-0 finish.
So
Uh, is this a problem, Mike? Is this a problem for the
yes,
Riverhounds?
yeah,
Because
because it
in general, not just for the team and the sport, but for the being a team in Pittsburgh that isn't the Steelers, that isn't the Penguins, and for
mhm.
that matter, that isn't the Pirates. Now you have a team that everyone was jumping on board. They won a lot of games last year. They won a lot of big games. They won games against teams they weren't supposed to. They went into the playoffs, did well. The team decided to triple the size of the stadium, add 3 times as many seats as they have, add roof bars, all these things like this. Mike, has this now become a problem that this team isn't successful now?
Yeah, because last year they were really good last year. They're 19 wins, 5 losses, 10 ties, and now they're not even in the win column. That's a major sign of concern because that after 20 years, man, they were finally, you know, I got in the last 5 years, they were finally making that huge impact,
And I
at
don't
least
think a lot of
for their
people even
level of
realize why
soccer.
they were going. Besides, it was a Pittsburgh team that was winning games at their sport. I
Yeah,
mean, you know what I mean? If I
yeah,
would have went to
it's
a Riverhounds game last year, which I would have very well would have,
yeah,
it
because
wouldn't have been
they
because
were
I was a big
rolling.
soccer fan.
It was because they were rocking and rolling.
Yeah,
Bringing in the new fans, and now they're doing, like you said, they're triple the size of the stadium, adding all this new stuff, and they're not winning. And Pittsburgh, we love winners.
yeah.
We're kind of front runners if you're not the Steelers. So you have to win it to keep everyone's attention, and that's going to be a sign. That's a sign for concern. But
Speaking of winners and sign for concern, I still haven't heard from Derpy on the board yet.
no,
Derpy being sick said that he was going to be on the board today, but
no, I don't
still
see him
haven't seen
anywhere.
him.
I haven't seen him.
I do have to give him some shit on some things.
Maybe
I'll get him
maybe he has the mange. I'm worried about him.
along with all those other things. Tedder,
With all the other
Ringo,
ailments going on, let's throw the mange on there. Poor guy.
UFL games this week, Mike. I'm sorry, the Riverhounds now play at home on Saturday against Rhode Island at 7:30. So get down to Highmark Stadium, watch the guys play, and try to cheer them on to their first victory of the season. The UFL week 3 this week, Mike, on Saturday, the DC Defenders. They will be playing the Arlington Renegades. That game's at 1 o'clock on Saturday. And then the Memphis Showboats versus the Birmingham Stallions are the 7 o'clock game Saturday. And then also Houston, the Roughnecks, they play Michigan, the Michigan Panthers on Sunday at 12 o'clock. And then the last game is the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the San Antonio Brahmas, who are undefeated. Now that Hines Ward's gone, they're doing
Yeah,
excellent.
right. They're winning again.
And that game's at 3 o'clock. So this is week 3, Mike. The UFL is well underway. If you miss your football, you still have a little over 2 weeks to the NFL draft. You got UFL, you have some football. You know what? And it's enjoyable too. I could
Yep.
actually sit down and enjoy this UFL. Guys, week 3, it's underway. So go
Yeah.
check it out. But Mike, little over two
Fierce Nick.
weeks.
Fierce
Little
Nick.
over 2 weeks, Mike.
Yes.
The NFL draft. I can feel it. I can taste it.
I'm starting to get nervous that we're gonna do something stupid in the draft.
Well, let me give you this. Jackson Powers Johnson has been the most selected player picked at 20 by the Steelers
Mm-hmm.
in the general consensus in these mock drafts, Mike,
Yeah.
with a 24.6%.
Mm-hmm.
He's picked more than anybody in the league in the college to be drafted by the Steelers at 24.6%.
Yeah.
But here we go. 2 weeks, 2 days. The NFL draft's here. I do know that Nate Wiggins, the cornerback, has been in town visiting the
Yeah.
Steelers. He came last week. Of course, MJ Devonshire from Aliquippa. Even Luke McCaffrey from Rice, Christian McCaffrey's little brother. He's been here. A lot of guys coming and going. Mike, I I don't. Can they really mess up the first round pick?
They can. They
You think
can. The percentage of them messing it up is a lot smaller now that Kevin Colbert's not in charge. But if Colbert was in charge, you'd get someone like Graham Barton, the guy who played everywhere on the line, was not really a set position. But we get him and make him the center. That's what makes me worried that they might fall back into that trap. Oh, this guy can play everywhere on the line. He'd be a great guy to have. And you find out he can't play center that well outside of like the 4 or 5 games that he played his freshman year. That's what's worrying me. Or they go receiver round 1 because they realize, oh my God, we really have no one opposite George, so let's go trade up to get one of these top receivers. And then, okay, what about your line? And that's I'm starting to get nervous about that. Like the same old Steelers, we're gonna outthink ourselves. So that just sitting where you're at, let players fall to you, because you first round you can take a corner that late, you can take a tackle that late, you can get a center that late, and you need all 3 of those positions to where whoever you're going to get, there's a lot of talent there. You should be able to get a starter at 20 out of any of those positions.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
you don't need to do anything stupid by moving up. So that's what I'm worried about, because they have these extra picks in the 3rd round. Are they going to try and package one of those up to move up? I
Uh,
wouldn't be opposed to it if they use one of the thirds to move up in the first round. Don't touch that 2nd round pick, so you can potentially get 2 starters back to back.
I'm excited. My 2 weeks, 2 days, the
Oh
NFL
yeah.
draft. We will be hitting it harder starting next week, and the nice build up from that point on to the draft. Very, very exciting time. We can't wait. This is a big, big part of our season. We love the draft, Mike. The
I love
NFL
it.
draft.
I get all nervous that it comes in here, and I'm all excited for it. When it's over, then I'm all depressed.
Russell Wilson is being reported. Russell Wilson is being a great teammate. Great teammate. His personality is great. There's been no issues. He's been holding these practices as Kenny did last year. He took the guys. That they're going and they're working.
Yep.
So so far so good. Mike, granted, I mean, there's a lot of season left. You still
Yeah.
got all off season, preseason, regular season. But as of right now, the Russell Wilson we keep hearing about from the Denver people in
Yeah.
Seattle, I don't see it. He's been a pleasing teammate,
Hey,
quoted by one of the players saying, um,
he's turning over a new leaf. Realized this might be it for me.
a more mature Russell Wilson.
More mature Russell Wilson at 15 years into the league. I'll take it.
Yeah,
Give me last year, Russ, on this team. I'll take it.
right.
Give me a carbon copy of what he did last year and this
I don't
year.
know.
I'll
I
be
seen
happy.
they use some of the Kenny playbook down there because, as I said, at one point I was watching a Denver game and I recall they just kept doing the short pass.
Yep.
And I kept thinking, oh, this is because he's old. He can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then it got to the second half in the 4th quarter where he needed to gun it around and he started
Yeah,
gunning it around.
Yeah, he can still hit the deep ball.
So I don't know what that was all about. I don't know. But again, he has a big smile on his face every time I see him.
Yep.
People in town love him. There's no
Yep.
reason for people to not like him. He again is being a good teammate, and you know what? I'll take it. Let me try to catch up. Let me try to catch up on the board a little bit. Playing with the Penguins on PlayStation in the 90s. Oh, the Penguins, dude, with remember Yager and Lemieux on the game.
And Ron Francis. Put them all in one line.
The NHL 94, NHL
Yep.
95, NHL. And all you had to do is skate down back around behind the goalie, come around the other side and shoot real fast, and you can score every time. And I believe me, I did that for like every game for the years that I played. It was just nonstop cheat code. Used Anaheim. Finished flashing. Okay, we're unstoppable. Okay, was out 20 games this season.
Yeah. Paul Curry was a beast. That garage league, though, man, they just abused him.
Yeah.
Like that boneheaded Neanderthal hockey. Beat up the stars, let the goons shine.
Yeah. See, that's what I like. I like when he beat up the stars.
No, let the stars shine. Don't let the goons beat up each other.
No, gotta beat up the stars.
You gotta beat up the stars so no one watches.
Yeah. Well, Pete, there's a whole population of people that loves the fights. I mean, it's why I was in there for so long.
Yeah, but you have the goons fight the goons. Let the stars do
No, they
do.
beat the shit out of the stars because the
No.
stars can't fight.
No, that's stupid.
No.
Well, and the game was fun, but in real life, no.
Yeah.
I would always try to make all the
I'd
stars.
always beat the shit out of the stars.
Would make Gretzky bleed.
Stephon Diggs, Mike, he paid Jimmy Ward $100,000 for his number one jersey. Now that he's a Houston Texan, he wanted to wear number one, which was being occupado by Jimmy Ward. Stephon Diggs paid him $100,000.
I wish I had that kind of money.
I wish you did too.
Like go up to like where I work. Hey, I want that shirt. Here's 100K.
Yeah, $100,000. I
To
if
wear
shit. If
number
I was
one.
Jimmy Ward, I would have taken a heartbeat.
Right? I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, Jimmy Ward's agent probably like, you should have negotiated for more, asshole.
You like these cleats, man?
Right? You want my locker?
You know,
So if we're handing out cash, writing checks, what else do you want?
right. Mike, WrestleMania. WrestleMania took place over the weekend. I'm not going to get into WrestleMania because it's fixed, but I will talk.
Rigged.
I will
Hashtag
talk
rigged.
about it briefly. Roman Reigns did lose.
Yeah.
And anybody that's paid any attention to WWE over the past couple years, you'll know that Roman Reigns has been the champion for like 3 years.
Uh-huh.
It's been a long time. I don't know how long it
Yeah.
was, but Mike, they did have Roman Reigns lose. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
The Rock was there, of course. He wrestled. The Undertaker. The
Yeah.
Undertaker showed up. So you know what? If you're a WrestleMania
John
guy,
Cena showed up.
then you know what? It was a good WrestleMania. It's a whole
It
2 day
was.
event. It lasts
Yeah.
a whole weekend. It's a really cool thing. And
Yeah.
again, you know, even though it is fixed and scripted, you know, I still do pay attention. It's
Yeah.
something you've done since you were a little kid, and
Yep.
I you know, it's wrestling. I'll check it out.
Like I said yesterday, it's a spectacle.
It's a
You know,
spectacle.
it
It's
is
a
like a
show.
big top entertainment. It has stuff for everyone, and it's in mindless entertainment for 3 hours. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I like
You know,
when
and
people.
they tie that together with
Yeah,
interesting
yeah,
storylines, and
yeah.
you know,
Oh, you
it's
know what's
entertaining.
scripted? Yeah, yeah. So's the movie I'm watching.
You're right.
It doesn't
And I
take
like
my
movies. Well,
enjoyment
I don't
away
like
from it.
movies, but yeah, I get the
Yeah, yeah.
Mike, why don't you go and tell everybody about the website, man?
The2dumyenders.com. Over there, we got our merch store. We got our blog. We got Ryan and I social links all over there at The2dumyenders. Check it out. I'm thinking about doing something different with the blog.
All right.
You know how like all my stuff is like real analytical. I'm thinking about just doing like whatever pops into my head in the sports world. I'm just going to start typing on
All right.
Mike's random deranged thoughts about sports.
Go check it out, everybody.
Yes.
www.the2dumyenders.com. That's www.the2dumyenders.com.
That might be the medicine, cold medicine talking, but I'm thinking about trying it out.
Question of the day. Question of the day is going to be a national championship question.
Ooh.
Of course, most of us were watching the game last night. Got to watch Purdue. Got to watch UConn win the back-to-back championships. Question of the day is going to be a national championship question related to what happened last night. So, everybody on the board, Mike, Derpy, if you're out there.
Derpy.
Question of the day is this. Who was the last team that's not UConn to win back-to-back NCAA national championship titles in basketball? I'm sorry. Who was the last team not UConn to win back-to-back basketball championships on the college level? Take a moment to think this over. We're live 5 days a week, every day, same time, right here, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. The show that we do brand new live every day, we take and we upload over on Spotify and podcast form at 8 o'clock p.m. Say you missed a show, or maybe you just rather listen to the show. Maybe you can't, you're in the car, you're at the gym taking a walk, even taking whatever you're doing. You can put your earbuds in. You could always listen to the show over on Spotify. Check it out. All right. The question of the day is this. Who was the last team, not UConn, to win back-to-back NCAA basketball titles? Brian on the board says Florida, and before that, Duke. Mike, who was the last team, not named UConn, to win back-to-back NCAA basketball championships?
Leaning towards Duke or North Carolina. I'm going to go with Duke.
Duke, is that your final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Mike's chosen Duke. He's locked into place. Brian on the board got Florida. Before that, Duke. All right, here we go, guys. Here's the question of the day. Who was the last team, not UConn, to win back-to-back NCAA basketball championships. It was 06-07, led by a man that went to the Bulls, Joakim Noah,
Yep.
the Florida Gators. Florida Gators were the last team to go back to back. I believe Tim Tebow was doing some pretty good stuff right around that time for the football team as well, maybe shortly thereafter. But Florida was a big thing there for a while. The
They
Gators were. But
Yeah.
that is the answer, guys. They were the last team to go back to back in the NCAA, and that was a really, really good team. Joakim Noah was a beast, I do recall. And yes, I believe Brian is correct. I think Duke was the last team, which would have been taking them back into the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see what Pete got going on here. I worked at restaurants in a military town. Your 25-year-old wife got your got smashed by a W. P, kind of girls he messing with, man? You got to get the hell out of Japan.
P. Oh,
Get
that
back
is
to the
all down
States.
in. This had to be down in North Carolina.
Yeah,
Florida.
was it?
Yeah.
Maybe stay in Japan then.
Yeah, Japan might be working out better.
Yeah, American women are terrible. Mike, what else?
I don't know.
What do you got before we take off for today, man?
I'm worried about Derpy. I'm still worried about Derpy, man. I don't know where he is. He's out there lost.
Derpy might text me 360,000 times between today and tomorrow.
And yeah.
And then now, like when he's like, I'll be on the board. Where's he at? Where's Derpy?
Yeah. We're all worried about him. Like I'm legit worried. I'm worried to borrow a phrase from wrestling. I'm worried about you, Derpy.
My thing is this,
I'm
Mike.
lost.
For the day, Jagger bushes. Yes. Commonly referred to in the Western Pennsylvania area.
Yes.
The Jagger bush.
Yes.
You're from Pittsburgh, you know what I'm talking about. If you're from anywhere else, you know what I'm talking about, but you probably don't know what I'm talking about. The Jagger bush inspired the invention of Velcro in 1955.
No way.
There you have it, guys. The Jagger bush inspired the invention of Velcro.
I can see it.
1955.
I can feel it.
Oh, them Jaggers.
Oh,
the ball would go in the Jagger bush when you're playing ball, and you'd go get it, and you come back and you look like Tasmanian devil got a hold of you. Your arms are all tore up.
Yeah, it's like my backyard, dude, man. Like when it overgrows, like from the hillside up, and I forget to work on it for a couple weeks. It's just Jagger bushes. You're down there, you're just cut up because why wear long sleeves and long pants when it's summer? You're working out in your shorts and your t-shirt, you're just all cut up from the Jagger bushes. They stick in you. They
yeah,
burn them all.
Well, there was the Jagger bushes, and then there was them ones that were like the little puff balls.
The puff ball is the one that give you.
See, I think those are the one. I think those are the ones that inspired the Velcro.
Yeah. So Jagger,
but the Jaggers were Jaggers.
Yeah, they got
fucking thorns.
They're thorn bushes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Jagger bush to me. I don't know.
That's a Jagger bush. Yeah. Yeah, the ones that have like that little puff ball that sticks to you. Those don't hurt.
Yeah, it'll take forever to pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
We call those hitchhikers.
Hitchhikers.
Yeah.
Mike, anything else, man, before we get ready to roll for today?
Nothing. I literally got nothing. I have nothing else to talk about, which kind of sucks. We do
want to thank everybody for checking us out. We appreciate each and every one of you, as always. We wouldn't do it without you. Everybody on the board always keeping it interesting. Thank you as well.
I want another eclipse.
You know what? I'm done with eclipse. I hope I never see one for the rest of my life. I'm glad.
Yeah, I want another eclipse.
I'm glad.
I want a lunar eclipse now.
That this won't happen ever again in my lifetime. Thank God.
Oh, you're no fun.
The hype was come on with this eclipse. But anyway, guys, thank you. We do want to say thanks to everybody. Little rundown on the day. Pirates back in action. They start here in about 10 minutes. They throw out the first pitch. Penguins, they play Detroit. They need to win these. They need to win these.
They need to win.
They got Detroit tomorrow. They are in the playoffs. You win, you go. If you lose, you don't. Comes down to that. Their playoffs basically started. The NCAA basketball March Madness season is officially over as UConn wrapped up their back-to-back title last night with 75-60 victory over Purdue. The Hounds, they're back at it this weekend. UFL back at it this weekend. Steelers got the draft in 2 weeks and 2 days.
I can't wait. I was smart, man, this year. Took Friday off from work so I can actually watch the draft.
There you go. Derpy's a mystery. I still got to get on him. Don't let me forget to get on him tomorrow.
He's probably like all dehydrated, shriveling up as his bodily fluids are coming out of every orifice.
But again, everybody, thank you. It was great hanging out with you. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. P, you stay away from them women, man. I don't know what to tell you. Until I can get over there and figure these things out, you stay away from them.
P, we're start writing the book.
Yeah. But for Mike and the Two Dumb Yinzers Steeler Central Mobile Studio, for myself, everybody have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.